all grow together. So I just want to update you guys before we get into the video. I've been working diligently day in and day out to create a authentic, thorough review on the Surface Pro 8. And so I've been using Adobe to do that, which is not a supported platform, and it's my first time using Adobe. And so my frustration finally led me to the technical support, which told me that instead of just using my brain to try to figure out what do I need for college, obviously a laptop that's going to support Adobe, since I'm taking digital media to design and we're using Adobe, right? So I apologize for the delay in the review. The absolute most thorough, geeked out to the max review that you guys have ever seen on the Surface Pro 8 is coming out soon. Not as soon as I wanted it to be, but it is what it is. As a content creator, we want to have those videos out immediately, and I didn't get that. But anyways, I'm enough with apologies, so I'm just getting into the review. So the Surface Pro 8 has been an amazing device. There's just been a lot of things that have just kind of been wishy-washy, I guess, to say the least. Whenever I go over the square icon here that would usually increase the screen to the full-size screen and then decrease it back to the regular size screen, which is normal on Windows 10, it would usually give me an option to display multiple, different ways of splitting the screen. So, it would give me an option to make it half and half. Maybe there was a screen I could do this, right? And then I could separate it into thirds the screen, right? Or I could separate it, maybe into fours, however I wanted to. Yeah, so there's different things that are popping up and they're disappearing, and there's developments going on. And Windows 11 really isn't going to be optimized until it's out for all the different computers, and it's going to have a free upgrade at the beginning of the year. And so I think that's a big reason why you're finding the Surface Pro 8 in the business lineup being postponed until after, 2022. And it should be early within 2022, and that's probably going to depend mainly on the stability of Windows 11 and the compatibility with the different applications that are out there. I highly enjoy this operating system. I highly enjoy the keyboard. It's an amazing experience. You can type all day. You're not going to have a lot of bounciness like you would expect, right? It's really a great keyboard. It doesn't collect a lot of dust. It does pick up my greasy fingerprints, but I'm the type of person that'll eat and then go right to working on his computer like a slob. So there's that. Honestly, the display, the different options with the display are great. The fact that I can open up multiple desktops, more like an Android device, right? You flip through screen to screen and you have all these different tabs, or all these different applications that are on there, right? And as well as widgets. It's something that you're seeing kind of transform into Windows 11, which is kind of hints that there's going to have some type of mobile operating system. Matter of fact, they have the Duo for business that came out, and so that is actually a mobile LTE device, and so you can use that like you would a phone, even though it has two screens versus the one. You see that on the Samsung Galaxy Flip, right? And so the widgets here, I click that, right, and now I can install this as a widget on my home page. And so they have all kinds of widgets like that, and there's just so many different things that they've done to innovate. With the Surface Pro 8, there has been a thermal dissipation system that's been integrated with inside of the Surface Pro 8. With that thermal dissipation system, it allows them to be able to cool the computer down and run at more optimal performance levels during higher workloads, right? And so before, we never had one of those in a Surface Pro. And so Microsoft, it is funny that they say this, they call it the first ever thermal dissipation cooling system. Well, no, it's not at all. It's just they've added a couple of little different things by connecting it to some graphite plates to help the cooling process better. And now it's unique as far as in design, but this is a cooling solution that's been around for well over 10 years. And it's just now that it's thin enough to put into a Surface Pro. I love the USB 4.0. The Thunderbolt 4. Big difference in USB 4.0, which isn't out yet. I think they're at 3.2 in Thunderbolt 4. And so this is where one of my issues come in. With the Thunderbolt 4, it's an amazing upgrade from Thunderbolt 3. Thunderbolt 3 actually has the same data transfer rate of 40 gigabytes per second as opposed to Thunderbolt 4. They both have that. The diversification comes in when you look at how it's transferred and the capabilities. With Thunderbolt 4 is having it a bi-directional data transfer rate of 40 gigabytes per second, whereas Thunderbolt 3 only has a unidirectional data transfer rate of 40 gigabytes per second. So that's why you're allowed to connect to 4 I'm sorry, two 4K monitors at 60 hertz, or one 8K monitor at 60 hertz, with the USB Thunderbolt 4 port. So here's the thing though. If you try to connect, let's say, you know, two monitors, right? So now you're using 15 watts of power output from one port, right? So you got two monitors, 4K, they're hooked up, they're running at, you know, 30 hertz. I would believe, I would assume, I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure it cuts it down to 30 hertz. Just like if you're going to an 8K monitor, you're going to be capped out at 30 hertz, so it won't go any higher than that, or, you know, display frames or pictures any faster than that to give you that smoother look, like you have with the 120 hertz refresh rate on the internal display via the Flow Touch technology, as well as the Pixel Sense display, which is, you know, the touchscreen behind it. So here's the thing though, like with that being said, with the two monitors, sorry, with at 4K resolutions at 60 hertz, having those two out there and connected, now you're at 7.5 watts of power per monitor, so it puts you at 15 watts. So if you say, let's say, try to connect another Thunderbolt 4 port to the Surface Pro 8 that has a maximum of 28 watts TDP, or thermal design power, meaning that the thermal design will only, you know, help it to reduce the heat and maximize performance up to 28 watts. So anything above that, it's going to be too hot, and the operating system is just going to shut it down automatically. So you know, listen, just because you have two USB-C ports doesn't mean you can have four 4K monitors connected to it. You can't expect that. You could do three, and it's not going to feel very nice, right? It's not going to look nice. It's not going to, you know, it's going to be hard on your operating system, because I don't even know how many watts are going to be needed for the internal operating system to run without a program running on it. Now you got to think that, you know, connecting those 4K displays and displaying just a screensaver is going to be what you're getting a 60 hertz refresh rate at on just one 4K monitor, or the 30 you know, the hertz refresh rate on two 4K monitors. But then you add in, like, you know, Call of Duty, or, you know, some game that you're playing, and now it's taking even more power to display that from the Type-C port, which is where it's going to be coming from. So it's going to reduce that significantly. Even if you have a external GPU, graphics processing unit, right? So like, you know, NVIDIA 3060, 3070 series, the newest GPUs out. So to see this used as like a mobile, you know, computer that can do everything, and then you come home and you play like a gaming setup, I don't see that potential there, especially not on a professional level, and, you know, not even on a high-end gaming, you know, like somebody just likes to be really competitive. And maybe, you know, maybe it might be something that, you know, would match like or be equivalent to, you know, Xbox users or PlayStation users, right? So this is an awesome computer, and there's so much more to talk about. You know, Wi-Fi 6, there's Bluetooth 5.1, there's just an amazing amount of different softwares they've added, like Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, and how they integrate, and they're going to be working with Xbox games specifically, and actually launch from the Dolby Vision in the Xbox Series, as well as coming to Windows in the App Store. Or the, you know, what is it, Xbox App Store. I'm not really familiar with that type of gaming, but they're going to have that coming, and so you're going to have, for the first time ever, Dolby Atmos providing audio feedback from your games to your headphones with the supported monitor, if you have it, right, or a TV. The supported game, it has to be a Dolby Vision supported game with Dolby Atmos, right? And then obviously you're going to have Dolby Atmos headphones, and I don't really know how that's going to work. It's going to be a while before we see that kind of maximized, because you're going to have gaming grade Dolby Atmos headphones, which means directional audio, something that they haven't really shown me anything with before, or anybody else that I know of, right? So directional audio versus something like you know, a regular Dolby Atmos headset compatible headset. There's a big difference, right? So the directional audio is going to increase the optimizations for hearing footsteps within a game that's to your left or to your right, right? And so I see more of the innovation coming from Bluetooth 5.1 for Bluetooth headset connected devices than anything else when it comes to that. And I say that because of this. There's an LC3 update that allows individual synchronization, and another update that I can't remember at this moment that allows you actually to be able to connect at with half the voltage, right, or half the power supply, we'll just call it that, right, and have the same sound quality, allowing for, you know, with that technology as well as the old technology to individually synchronize, you know, two different headsets. So like the Skull Candy headsets or Beats by Dre headsets that came out, the little, you know, individual Bluetooth, or I think Apple has them. I'm not sure. I haven't used them, but I've heard that before. They're synchronized individually. So like literally if one turns off, you can turn it off and you only have to use one. So being that they're individually synchronized, and it can send separate data to both of those headsets, allowing for a way better potential when it comes to directional audio. So I'm excited to see that, but you know, right now I can't finish the review video. So this is just a quick summary. I'm gonna have the actual full review video where I've actually written out scripts. I went over every single little detail with inside of the operating system of Windows 11, and you know how it correlates with the Surface Pro 8. So I hope y'all like this video. If y'all want to see the next one, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank y'all for checking out the video, and I hope you have a wonderful day.